I'm going to just put it right out there that some people are not going to be happy with me. There's probably going to be some very angry people that watch this video. They won't lie, I'm even a little nervous just to talk about this. Hi there. I'm Silver Dave at local Silver Mint in Ware, New Hampshire. And I wanted to talk about a very controversial prediction that I've had for a number of years. This is something that I've talked with a number of the customers about, as well as a lot of my friends. We've talked about this, and I'm going to just put it right out there that some people are not going to be happy with me. There's probably going to be some very angry people that watch this video. They might even have some nasty comments as a result. And I mean, if you have a comment, I please invite you to make your comment. But I want to share this not because it's to make everyone happy, but just because it's something that I have felt to be quite likely in the coming future. And that at least if I tell you, you can use this information the way you see fit. I'm even a little nervous. Whew, I won't lie, I'm even a little nervous just to talk about this. Okay, so first, I want to get into it. And I'm going to start by saying a little bit of history. In 1907, before the banking crash of 1907, there were over 20,000 privately issued currencies all around America. From all the different private banks, and they issued their own currency, which was at the time redeemable for silver or gold. But in the banking crash of 1907 resulted in only one currency, paper currency, known as the Federal Reserve Note. They crashed them all, and then people begged for a federally regulated, insured, centrally controlled currency that would keep them safe from the great banking crash of 1907. Now, I want to fast forward to today. There are over 20,000 privately issued cryptocurrencies in the world, in America, that you can buy with your phone right now. Over 20,000. And we know, or at least I'd say I know, and seems quite likely and obvious, that the global power elite want a central bank digital currency of their own. I have a lot of trouble thinking that they would allow there to be 20,000 alternative options. Also, I would add that historically, you could not call something a coin. Coins are made by a government mint. When a private mint makes a silver bar or a circular piece of silver, it is called a round. It is not called a coin. And in the past, if you were to make something and call it a coin or currencies or a currency, guys with black suits would come in the middle of the night and they would take you away, and you'd probably never be heard from again. Or at some point you'd be heard from, but you would have major problems because they would say you were counterfeiting. You can't do that. Somehow now, all these cryptos are allowed to exist. Now, why am I saying all this? Let me explain my prediction for what I think is coming. And right now, the data points actually are leaning in this direction right now. There's a lot of things happening that suggest that this is happening possibly now. Okay. Here we go. I have been long suggesting that right around the time where the financial meltdown goes into full swing, we would see several things occur. One of them is that we would see precious metals prices going down and or staying very stagnated despite the massive amount of inflation that has been occurring. The next piece is that I would suggest that we would simultaneously see the price of either cryptocurrencies in general or a particular cryptocurrency going up and up and up and up. Now, why? Well, the global power elite don't want to give all the silver and gold back to everybody. They've worked for 100 years to collect it all for themselves and trade everyone paper tickets for it. So I don't think they want all the silver and gold to go back. And so they don't want the silver and gold prices to start surging relative to the inflation, because that would cause people to want to buy into silver and gold to protect themselves, and they'd see that price action and they'd want to get in on it. So of course, they have the perfect thing in place. And that is, at least most likely to me, looks like Bitcoin. Why? Okay. When the king creates Bitcoin, he doesn't give anything out. He doesn't have to give up any silver or any gold out of his vault. It is not even printed tickets in this case. It is just a program. It is a ledger that is supposedly created by a guy named Satoshi Nakamoto, who no one knows who he is. And so I have a lot of trouble believing the story of how this is created, and also when people say that there's no access code to it, because all programs have an access code. In a video game, it's called a cheat code, but it allows the video game programmers to go in and fix minor problems under the hood, so to speak. And it's critical. So I have long believed that Bitcoin has an access code, has a backdoor for maintenance. It's too complicated of a program for it to just go out and have no maintenance ever. But let me bring us back on to this prediction. And the prediction is that right around this time, when the meltdown is really starting to kick in, when things start getting messed up, we see silver and gold and precious metals stagnate or go down. Simultaneously, we see Bitcoin prices going up and up and up. And what that does is it causes every Tom, Dick, and Harry to see that, and they start seeing everyone's making so much money in it, so people just start throwing more money and more money and more money into it. And that the more it goes up, the more people are throwing their money into it. And it's perfect because instead of people being interested in silver or gold, they're distracted by a digital nothing that has no value to keep, no intrinsic worth. Its only value is the theory that it's going to go up. But when it's going up so much, people have to jump in. They feel like they've got to get in, and it sucks in all this money, and it sucks in all the capital. And it's like the perfect mechanism. And of course, it's going up and up and up. But here's the problem. It crashes. Now, it crashes either because of a cyber pandemic. We've been hearing about this for a long time. The cyber pandemic kicks in, and then the internet and the eggs on the internet, the internet gets scrambled like eggs, and they lose track of so much that happens on the internet. And so you lose all of your cryptocurrency, your Bitcoin, it's all gone. Just like in 1907, when there were over 20,000 privately issued currencies, and then they all got crashed intentionally in order to get people to beg for one that is centrally regulated and insured. And so once again, now that there's 20,000 privately issued cryptocurrencies, they crash them. That way people will beg for one that the government regulates and insures and protects them. And so my suggestion is that right in this time period that we see the crypto surging, it sucks everyone's money in, and then it crashes, the internet crashes, or Bitcoin pops like a bubble, but ultimately it goes to its actual value, zero. And then after that happens, that's when people go crazy for precious metals. However, there may not even be a spot price at that point. The markets might be so messed up that there may not even be a spot price. It might just be simply that if you have silver or gold, and you want something, you can offer it to the person in trade, and they see silver or gold, they know silver and gold is valuable because of its usefulness, that it can be made into a multitude of things that are in the top of the modern technology and where the top of ancient technology, silver and gold have been used. And so there may not even be a spot price, but just that silver and gold will be highly desirable and it will work for barters and trades. But Bitcoin, I do not think so. And I have trouble believing that it is a thing that supports freedom and privacy and liberty. I have trouble with that because it requires you to be dependent on the following: a phone, an app, I should say a phone or a device, an app, electricity, internet, and internet access. And you have to have all those things to even be able to see your Bitcoin or trade your Bitcoin. And so that's my prediction for the Bitcoin crash of possibly 2024. And that's why silver and gold have been manipulated down. They have done this on purpose because they don't want people to get into it. They want to tantalize people with these gains of Bitcoin. Bitcoin, they have control of it. They can control it. They can affect the price. And now that they have a Bitcoin ETF, they can really control the price of it because silver and gold still is an actual thing. And so it's harder to manipulate the price of an actual thing to an infinite degree. Bitcoin is not an actual thing, so it can be manipulated to near infinite degree. And now that they have a Bitcoin ETF, which is like the ultimate manipulation of a thing, and that Bitcoin, that silver and gold ETF allowed them to manipulate the silver and gold prices for all these years. Well, now they have an ETF which allows you to manipulate a thing that isn't even a thing in the first place. And so I don't believe in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. I think it's literally digital snake oil. And I think it's there to suck your money and to distract you from this. This is the real deal. For 10,000 years, people have believed in gold and silver. And in 10,000 years, I think they still will. Where will Bitcoin be in 10,000 years? I don't think it will be a thing. And so this is what I wanted to share with you. If you are a Bitcoin enthusiast and you are angry that I make this prediction, well, tell me in the comments. If you think that it's the ultimate stuff and you say Bitcoin, which has no uses to keep, is better than gold, makes no sense to me. But if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But for me, I like real things, things I can use, like gold, silver, candles, maple syrup, lighters. Those are things that I stack. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching, folks. I'm Silver Dave, and this is Local Silver Mint. If you want to check us out, please check out localsilvermint.com, or please like and subscribe to these videos. Please feel free to share this video with your friends if you think they need to hear it. That's all I'm going to say for now. Thank you. Until next time. Goodbye.